Hi everyone, and welcome back to Spada Soaps. You're here with Renee today, and I'm cutting my ginger papaya whipped soap, and I've already, as you can see, cut the first piece. From what you can see on my camera here, the orange is not as bright as what I had poured it at. It is a little bit brighter, however, in real life than it is here on the camera. However, it still looks really pretty in my opinion. You can see throughout here the nice poppy seeds that I scattered, and it really turned out, oops, there goes my nail into the soap. It really turned out beautiful here with some of those specks of green here, because what I did when I was making the soap is I poured some soap into a little jar that my colorant was in, and I mixed it in a little tiny bit of soap at first. I left it, and it ended up hardening up on me really quick, so then when I added it to my bigger batch of soap, which I wanted to make all green for that layer, that beautiful layer here in my soap, it ended up being really too thick to stir into the bigger batch. So I mushed it and I mushed it and I squished it until I got most of the bumps out. However, there were some little bumps left, and this is what is created. So I'm fine with that. It gives a nice texture to our papaya peel, this is what it is supposed to represent. Now the papaya flesh is not as orange as what I had expected, but that's fine. We have these beautiful little papayas here on top, which are just sweet, and I think that gives everybody the idea that this is a papaya soap. So on the sides you can see that when I was layering the whipped soap, that we have some little gaps here, and this is what that is, which hopefully will be fine. Now when we cut it, we can always trim the edges off, and that is just because, of course, it is a whipped soap and it means it's much thicker. So I did slam the box down on the table hard a few times, but obviously it did not come together as well as what I thought it would. So let's get cutting, and we will see how this soap really turned out on the inside. So I'm using this bar as a guide, and it still is a little bit soft. It has been left in here for 3 days, and it is still soft. So let's see how it goes. Okay. It smells so beautiful. Very fruity. There we go. Isn't that lovely? Look at the nice soap and the sparkles. Beautiful. Very happy with that. As usual, we always get a little bit of soap stuck on our cutter here, so I'm going to have to wipe as we go, which will just take a minute until we get to our next piece. Alright, so let's go on to the next. Whoops! And down we go, and let's do a little slide here very carefully. It's stuck there. Oh, look, is that a little piece of tape I see? It is. And that was from the parchment paper that I had to. There we go, and that's our piece there. Oh my gosh, this soap smells just wonderful. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Did I leave the parchment paper on the bottom? I need to have a look. Let me try to lift very carefully. Oh, no, that's just the door. Gabriella, I think a little friend of yours is at the door. We just got home from Annapolis Valley, which is in Nova Scotia. The most beautiful, beautiful valley of little towns. Gorgeous. And we have some really wonderful friends there. Alright, let's go on with the next slice now. Okay. I'm really surprised how soft this is. I really thought after a few days that this would be nice and hardened up, but it does have a 10% super fat, so that means that it's going to be a little bit soft. 10% is a lot to super fat a soap with. Usually we go with about, you know, I guess around 5%. So this papaya is not as centered. Alright, so let's head down. It's like cheesecake. I just made a cheesecake actually a couple of days ago, and this is what it reminds me of. So here we are. Isn't that pretty? Really pretty. So in the valley they have all kinds of farms, obviously. All kinds of people who do all kinds of different things. Like we saw beehives along the way. We dropped by someone's house who makes and sells maple syrup. So I got myself a bottle of maple syrup. That was really nice. All kinds of stuff like that. And it literally is everywhere we go. There's farmers markets everywhere, all over the place. So now this is going to be a little bit tricky. I'm going to have to make this one a little bit bigger because the papaya is not centered very well, but it's not too bad. I might start on the other side because I'd really like the papayas to be a little bit more centered. See what I can do. Alrighty. There. So you guys have a look here now. Oh, that's so nice to cut. It's just beautiful. It's like cutting a beautiful piece of cheesecake. And when you look in the center of your cheesecake, how lovely it looks. Now, I was so tired because I have not slept since Tuesday. It is now Friday. I was going to stay longer. They wanted me to stay longer and do a few more things, but I just wasn't getting any sleep and it just wasn't working out. So that was very sad because I would have liked to stay longer. I don't sleep very well anywhere but my own bed. And there's many of us like that, isn't there? Oh, isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Isn't that pretty? Beautiful. Oh my gosh, the smell is just coming up through my nose. I'm loving every second of it. Okay, so that one was cut a little bit on an angle. I'm going to have to wash my cloth, so bear with the soap cutter. Oh, it looks so pretty cut. I love those little embeds. I'm so glad that I chose to use them. At first I thought